Hello and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. At the time of this recording, it is just launched on PS5, which means there's loads of new players, which is why I'm going to be teaching you how to drift. I'm going to turn your drifting skills from noob to pro in just one video. I think drifting is also one of these things, once you learn them, you cannot unlearn it. So if you watch this video to the end, you are going to be the best drifter in Forza Horizon 5, and that's a promise. Now, if I was just starting out drifting in this game, the two cars I would use is the Lotus Evija and the Toyota Supra, specifically the Formula Drift one. Now, basically why I would choose these cars is they both have high torque ratios, meaning it's easy to slide the car. Essentially, the more power a car has got, the easier it is to drift. Not in all cases, but for most cases, it is easier to drift. Now, once you have chosen your car, there is a few more steps. You are not done yet to go out drifting. There's a few more steps in the settings page of Forza Horizon 5 that you need to change to make your car a lot easier to drift. I'm not going to go through every single setting I have, but if you want to pause the video, copy these settings for the easiest drifting experience. But if you're slightly more experienced, copy these settings. Now, the first thing you're going to want to know is how to enter a drift just like that. The first three methods you're going to want to learn are the Scandi Flick. Now, essentially what a Scandi Flick is, it looks like you're about to enter a corner one way, but you actually go the other way. So say if I want to drift left here, I would go all the way right and then flick myself into the left turn just like that. Scandi Flick and Handbrake, and then how you would implement the handbrake is you would steer one way and then initiate the handbrake here for a slightly sharper turn, and the torque spin. Now, essentially, all a torque roll is bringing your car out to turn using only its horsepower. So if I go really slow here and then initiate the turbos here for the extra horsepower to kick in, that's essentially what a torque roll is. To put it simply, it's just accelerating. So if I accelerate around this corner while turning right, I'm going to end up drifting and spinning out. Now, with your entrances and settings combined, we're going to utilize both of those skills to learn how to use the handbrake. Now, while drifting is all very fun, it's not just acceleration. It isn't just going flat out into a corner. There is a lot more to it. And the specific skill you're going to want to utilize is called the handbrake. Now, a perfect example of utilizing the handbrake would be if you're about to enter a corner a little bit too fast and you just need to slow down. How you would do this is you would handbrake way before the turn, just like this, and then enter the turn at an appropriate speed, just like this. Now, however, before we end, we are going to do a quick summary of what we've learned. So the first key point to note is you have to find a car tailored to your drifting needs and the power you want to drift with. The second point to go home with is settings. You need to find the ideal settings for you. If you can't find those, I put some on earlier in the video. The third point would be entrances. And the very last point would be the handbrake. Once you've mastered every single one of these, the cars, the settings, the entrances, and the handbrake, you have covered the very, very basics of drifting. And I think you're almost on your way to becoming a top 10,000 drifter like myself. And now, if you don't want to practice on roads where there are loads of NPCs, one thing I would recommend, with the update of Horizon Realms, you click on Realms and then you can go to the oval track, stadium track. There's literally specific lunar drift areas to practice your drifting with no NPCs. Now, if you have any further questions on how to drift or you want to learn on a more advanced level, the Discord is always open and I'm live every day at 6:30 PM British time. And I will always answer your questions on drifting or anything else in Forza Horizon 5. And I want to thank you very, very much for watching. It has been a pleasure teaching you guys how to drift. That'll do it for today's video, and goodbye.